Hello, everybody. Let me adjust this camera here. A little bit of a better angle there. How's it going? Today, I wanted to try something different. Well, it's not really different. One thing my channel is known for is, if you've been watching me for a while, is modded Minecraft. And right now, we've got the heavily modded mod pack on Factorio. That's the series that's kind of been taking off at the moment. So, I thought it'd be cool, as soon as I saw this, to put this on the channel and do a small playthrough of it. It's called Feed the Factory, and it claims to be Factorio, but balanced for Minecraft. And you know, I saw it and I was like, I've got to play that. Let me real quick um, pull up who I watched a little bit of their video for to see this. It was Gaming on Caffeine. So go check out his channel if you'd like to watch his series on this. But I saw his video. It just popped up in my YouTube recommendations. I don't think I've ever watched one of his videos before, but I saw his video on this mod pack, and I really just had to try it because Factorio will always be my favorite game out of any game that I own is Factorio, and Minecraft is a pretty close second. So to combine the two together is kind of cool for me. And modded Minecraft is something I've been doing since, almost since Minecraft itself came out to the public, right? And then Factorio, I've been playing that since it came out. The year it came out, I owned it and I was playing it, right? It wasn't but a couple months after it came out that I started playing Factorio. So, to combine the two together kind of feels like the best of both worlds, right? So I had this sound off here to adjust, so to keep the music settings down. Let me go ahead and adjust those settings and double check all the rest of these settings real quick. We're going to get into this. I have not created a world yet, so we're going to get into this and see what we can do here. Ooh, right. I'm going to put it on probably, okay, well, large is the biggest you can get without auto, so we're going to do it on large here. Just crank up these things here. We don't necessarily need render distance because from what I've seen, it's an all flat world, so it really doesn't matter that much. And that should be good. So we're going to go in here and get started. We're going to start a new single player world. Factory Flatscape. Next, we're going to call it just simple Let's Play. Right? That's what we're going to do. Survival, cheats off, bonus chest off, done. There's no other world options for this. Create new world. So let's get into it. This is going to be pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to this. Because it's, like I said, it's the best of both worlds. So I've been wanting to do another live series, like live vocal, me talking and doing a webcam series. But I don't really feel like that's a good thing to do with Factorio because it's just even though it's a fun game to play for me, it may not be the best game for people to watch just at game speed. So, that's why I do it sped up with voiceover, is because it's a lot more interesting that way, I feel like, to watch. But yeah, so here we are in the new Factory Flatscape, and I think I'm actually going to change that GUI back up, so maybe it'll make it easier to look. So I'm playing on a 4K screen. I think I've told you all that before, but so it's kind of everything's a little bit smaller for me. But yeah. That'll be better for the video for y'all to see. So we start this mod pack out pretty simply, and it's basically the same as Factorio. We've got trees. We need to chop some trees down here. That's the start to any Minecraft world. We do start with diamond tools real quick. Diamond shovel, pickaxe, and an axe. I don't know why I chopped down birch. I hate birch, so we'll use it up as quickly as possible. But it was there. May as well get it, right? We need some wood. for crafting, and if that's all it's used for, birch is fine with me. So we're going to go ahead and get some more wood here. That should be about good for the moment. We're going to get in here. Let me quickly check the controls. Let's set up quests. I can't use my numpad because that's fine. I can use multiply. Okay, done. Alright, so multiply. We've got our quests here. I'm going to start through here. So click me. Quantum research is perfectly safe, they said. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh, how wrong they were. Now I'm stuck in this weird blocky world and I need to find a way to get back. Luckily, I was smart enough to pack some tools, especially my auto science kit, now to figure out how to get out of here. Cool. So, excuse my voice, I've got a little bit of, we've all got allergies in our house. Our baby had it, and then it moved on to my wife, and then my father-in-law, and then me, so all of us have it. Alright, research. Save these rewards for the scanner. You might have noticed that you don't have access to everything that you should have at the beginning. You'll have to research them first. You will do so by trading research items for the ability to use a particular feature. To get research, you need to insert items and power into a researcher machine. Check out JEI for recipes. Alright, we've got one of each type of resource that we can access right now. Know your tools. 2 different ore scanners. I have 2 different items that can be used to find ores. First is the ore scanner, the diamond-colored oval with an antenna. Right-clicking it will show me what ores and how many are in the chunk I'm standing in. It's precise, accurate, but limited in range. The second is the seismic reader, the gray rectangle that looks like a radio. Right-clicking it opens an interface, and that has a map of the surrounding area and an item slot. I can insert a piece of ore into it, and it will show me what chunks nearby contain it. The chunk I'm standing in is at the very center, but it's hard to make out. I can put my mouse over each chunk to show a number of whether it's the one I'm standing in. This does not update when ores are mined, so it won't always be accurate, but it has a long range. Okay, and I do know how those work. I will show y'all here in a second. Dealing with world updates. Fourth wall break incoming. Hi, Modpack developer here. If you make an update to how Factory Zero spawns ores, it won't be reflected in already created worlds. Or if I do make an update. Worse still, it'll break the seismic scanner. Thankfully, the only update I've really made for now is to increase the amount of iron and copper in the veins they do spawn in. But if you want to enjoy that change without creating a new world, feel free to use the F0R command to add 600 copper and iron to any vein you might already be drilling from. Yup, it's technically cheating, but you have my permission to do so. I mean, technically, putting together a mod pack is letting you cheat, but in a way that actually challenges you, so it's still a legitimate game. Whatever, just have fun. So obviously we don't have to deal with that since it's a brand new world. First step, diggy hole. Cobblestone. We need to collect cobblestone. Stone and cobblestone are important early on, but the only way to get it now is by digging it out of the ground. Pickaxes are nice, but I only break 1 block at a time. Hammers, on the other hand, break a 3x3 area of blocks and would be perfect for stone collection. So, let's go ahead real quick, go through the rest of our quests here. Research, transfer. Okay, pumping fluids. There's more to fluid production and transfer than infinite water sources and buckets. This tree is all about finding better ways to move fluids around. Okay, and there's where we require research. We'll read that later. Moving items. I'm lucky to at least know how to do this to an extent. Conveyor belts move items at a very slow rate, but their throughput is unparalleled. I can dump stacks of items into a single belt every second, and it'll be able to carry all of it without any problem. And we'll get into these research categories later on. Power transfer. Electricity is a powerful tool in more advanced machines. Once I unlock the means of producing power, I should start going through this tree. And we'll go through that when we get to researching as well. Processing as well. Okay, metalworking. Ingots are nice and all, but I'll also need alloys, plates, rods, and wires. This tree deals with ways to produce all of those. Ore processing. Immediately smelting ores early on is good enough, but soon I'll need more. Ore processing is tiered, and the output of each tier can be passed into the previous one as if it were a raw piece of ore. So 3 clumps outputted by induction smelter from tier 3 can be passed into the pulverizer from tier 2 to produce 2.5 dirt dusts each, and smelted with flux anodizers into 2 ingots each. That's a total of 15 ingots per ore. Some of the upgrades in each tier are optional, so unlock and use whatever works best for you. Alright. Power, okay. Coal power, that's just a straight up, you've got to trade in some research, so we don't have anything to read there yet. Alright, steel, same thing. Deep mob learning is also the same thing. Upgrades, these are probably all going to, all of them will definitely require research. These are reclaiming rewards once we grab those rewards. So obviously we do not have that yet. We do not want to do that. We don't have that either, or that one, or this one. So we are not going to access those until we complete those quests. This will be our main tech tree. The other trees are specifically for researching, and then of course the reclaiming things if things get lost or destroyed. There is no mob spawning in this world other than peaceful mobs, so we don't have to worry about that. We're also in peaceful, so we don't have to worry about eating food, and we also don't have to worry about really taking damage at all, unless we get fall damage. But theoretically, we shouldn't die unless we do something really stupid. So that's always nice to hear. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to walk through the tech tree. I guess tech tree, it's kind of like a tech tree, but it's really just a questing tree. But we're just going to walk through it. Let's grab our cobblestone here. Our first piece of cobblestone, that will have completed our quests. But now we're going to walk down here, and I'd like to start digging with this new hammer that we now have access to. The hammer, the excavator, and the charcoal. So we're just going to quickly put these things in our toolbar, or change around our toolbar here. We're going to quickly use this hammer to get a good bit of cobblestone. Let's just drop that here. I don't really want to deal with marble at the moment, so we're just going to do cobblestone. But that should be about enough. A little bit over a stack is perfect. So let's actually, oh shoot, I didn't want to break that block, but whatever. Okay, and then just to make it an even 16, that's stupid. My mouse is going way too fast apparently. Let's see, can I change that? Yeah. For some reason, this mod pack, my mouse is moving a lot faster than it typically would. Oh, and while I'm there, turn that off. Alright, that's a little better. So I use a trackball mouse. It's a Logitech, what is it? M570 trackball mouse. So it has hardware acceleration, basically. I say hardware acceleration. That's not really the term for it, but what it does is my inputs are accelerated to make it so that I don't have to just like, drag. I can just move it a little bit and it'll move, right? So that's kind of, it can sometimes be a little too fast. But anyway, let's get on into the next quest. So crafting station is simple. Though there's no Tinker's Construct to go along with it, I can still make crafting stations. Place them next to an inventory to be able to access everything inside when crafting. Combine with JEI to make quick crafting a breeze. So let's take some of our wood and turn it into a crafting station. We now have a crafting station. Quest complete. Alright, no mining here. Press F9 to view chunk borders. Okay, am I glad that I also have a mining drill with me? I can't imagine doing it by hand. I just have to scan for a chunk with the ore I'm looking for and place down the drill, fill it with burnable fuel and a drill item, and let it run. The drill has to be placed in a 2x2 block, 2x2x2 block, 8 drill blocks total, and I need to sneak right click one of the faces of the completed structure with an empty hand so it outputs on that side. Placing a chest or other inventory will make it output directly into it. The iron drill head can only mine out iron, copper, redstone, coal, and diamond. It's a good start, I suppose. Also, sometimes the drill might show that there's fuel inside but stuck at that value. This actually means that it's out of fuel and needs some more. Small visual bug, I suppose. A little bit of fourth wall breakage in that one too. Let's actually get a little bit more wood here, because that will be very helpful, and I'd like to use that. We do need to put some chests to grab the materials we are mining here. I would like to go straight into a chest as opposed to just, because if you don't, it just tosses it out on the ground. That's what I've noticed when I watched the video. Oh shoot, I forget his name already. Gaming on Caffeine, I think. But anyway, if you don't put a chest next to it or a conveyor belt or whatever, it just outputs it directly onto the ground and then creates lag if you get too much. But I'm not really worried about lag. But anyway, let's use our fancy schmancy tools. They're our advanced ore scanner. If we right click, let's look at F9, that shows the chunk borders. Press it again to show the actual borders here. If we look right here, this is a chunk. In this chunk, we have gold and nether quartz. We cannot mine either of those with our burner mining drills. This one is just a nether quartz. We can also use this, so this one has nether quartz. So the thing is, we can use that, but we don't have to use that. And we're going to take this seismic reader, and what we can do is now right click on this. It'll load all of these chunks. And then we can say, okay, what are we looking for? We're going to start out with coal, but what are we looking for? Let's put coal in here. Now that's going to tell me, or us, on this map, where is there coal? There's a bunch in this forest area, but I'd really rather build in not the forest, but I think let's look around as well for iron. Okay, there's a bunch right in this forest area as well, close to the coal and copper. Okay, so we're going to build in this forested area. So we're going to look for this chunk, the one with the most coal, which is going to be -2013. So, all right. Turn on our, whatchamacallit here, our coordinates. -2, which is going to be, oh, okay, so it's -20, not XYZ, but it's going to be -2, X, and then 0 on the Z. So it's not XYZ, it would be XZY in the thing here. So let me just double check this, or scanner, toss some coal in, and let's see where we are now. Oh, okay, so no, okay, so it's not that. It tells me how far I am away in X, Y, and Z from that chunk, not how, not the actual coordinates in the world. So I don't need to worry about that. I need to go by chunks. So this says I am -2 chunks in the X-axis away from this, and 13 chunks in the Z-axis away from this. Probably, yep, down. Okay, so backwards and to the left, if I had to guess, because it's positive Z. So, all right, so -2 X, okay. So this should be -1, -2, all right, and then 1, 2. Okay, let's just see how close we are now. I think that's what that means. Let's see. Okay, I have no idea what those numbers mean, but we're pretty close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ore scanner to look for 2321 coal in each of these chunks. So this has 2191. Okay. This is the chunk right here. So then if we open our seismic reader, what does it say that this chunk would be, is what I want to know. You are here. Okay, so I should, instead of looking for at the coordinates, I need to just look at where it says I am and follow it that way. That's what I need to do, not look at the numbers and expect them to mean something. It's probably world location based on chunks. So, because I feel like we spawned over that way. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to take these burner drills here. Let's go ahead and clear out this chunk just to have a small base of operations, because coal is going to be our main resource here to fuel everything, whether it's our own furnaces to smelt the ore, but also, you know, to mine the ores as well. With these drills, we need coal. So clearing out this chunk to use as a base of operations will be very good for us in the long run. It may not be our permanent base of operations once we get more or better ways to transport ores and items, but for now, it's a good spot to start. So, alright, we're going to get rid of this last tree here, and that's going to be our chunk cleared. Alright, now let's build our first burner mining drill right in the center of the chunk. So we do that, it transforms into a burner drill. Then we can take and fuel this, and I'm just going to use some planks for now. So we need to toss in a drill head and toss in some wood. And then we need to place down our crafting station. Do this and build a quick chest. Alright, we're going to shift right click right there, put a chest down, and now it's going to output coal into this chest. So that's perfect. That's what we wanted, and we're now getting coal out of this chunk. So pretty awesome. Let's take this coal, save one, put a bunch of that into tiny coal, because we can. And let's switch out these planks for a stack of tiny coal. That will fuel it better than the wood will. So that way we won't be wasting our resources here. So we're going to continue on making more coal. And now we've got another stack. I want to get 2 stacks of tiny coal. Okay, so one more piece of coal should do it. Alright, and we are also going to quickly check our quest book. We're supposed to mine iron. So let's look at our seismic reader here, search for iron, and see where the closest chunk that has a lot of iron in it is located. So we are here. If we go this direction, which is -x, we should find a chunk with 4643. So all we need to do is go straight in the -x direction, which is this way. So 4643 iron. How many chunks was that? Let's double check here before we just start walking off. And while that's loading, let me quickly hydrate, drink some water. Alright, so 1, 2, there we go, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks. Alright, 5 chunks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks. This should have 4643 iron. We figured it out. So that's pretty great. Let's clear out the trees in this one as well, just to get them out of the way. And so that we kind of can look on our seismic reader and know exactly where we're at, and also on our mini-map, right? That way we know, okay, this is where all of our stuff is, and we don't get confused, especially with all the trees in the way, because the trees would easily hide our burner drill. So let's move them out of the way to allow us to see it better. Because I will definitely probably forget the best, to be able to see it. But anyway, here we go. We're just going to get rid of the rest of these trees here. Alright, trees cleared. Let's place down another burner mining drill here for us. Alright, so that's all we have for now. But we need the iron, so we'll plop that in here, plop our other drill head. That's the only other drill head we have, right? We're also going to place another quick crafting table down here. I should have turned it into a crafting station, not a crafting table. That's my bad. Just to place another quick one down here. build another chest, because since we have to walk so far apart from each area now, I feel like it's better to place the crafting station at each spot, right? So that's going to be best for us. We're now collecting iron. So how much did we need for our quest here? We needed 2 iron ore to complete our quest. We now have that, because I guess it counts for the 1 originally. We now have another burner mining drill to build. Let's check this one. Carry on is in the pack. This means you can carry chests and animals by shift right clicking them with an empty hand and empty offhand. Great for moving filled chests without having to manually transport its contents stack by stack. Combine it with /home if that's enabled to great effect. Okay, so we get a free gold chest, which is great. We're going to put that around our coal drill. So yeah, alright, quick drill math. For those wanting to calculate optimal fuel usage, the slowest setup is the burner drill with iron drill head in it. In it, 1 coal provides enough fuel to dig up about 20 items, and a block of coal about 200 items. The diamond and steel drill heads are 50% faster than that, so 1 coal should dig up about 30 items. Feel free to look at the config files for other specific values. Okie dokie. And elevators. Quick vertical movement. Stairs and scaffolding can be a pain to climb, but I've got elevators. They require a lot of wool and diamonds, but I just need to find some sheep or farm a lot of hemp. Ender pearls work too, but I don't have access to them yet, so we can't, because we don't have elevators yet, so we have to wait. But yeah. Furnace. We need to make a furnace. Furnace and iron ingot. I've got ores. The obvious next step is to refine them into something I can use. P.S. The Morpho tool will break if one of the tools inside it breaks. I craft a brand new engineer's hammer and use that for cheaper plates or craft them without. Okay. Cool. So we need to make a furnace. We're going to quickly do that, and we will take these furnaces back to our base. We're going to make 2 furnaces, and we'll take them back to our base along with the rest of this iron back to the coal drill, and we know it's in a straight line this way, which is pretty cool to know. So yeah, we're going to walk this way. Alright, right here, this is our coal drill. We're going to place this gold chest next to the crafting station. And just so you know the reason it said carry on, if you shift right click, or if I shift right click, we can pick up our chests. And one thing about it is it does not lose the inventory. So that is cool. You do have to be within a certain distance from the block. But there we go. So with that, we're going to just place some saplings in here. We're also going to store our diamonds for now, because we're not looking for diamonds at the moment. And apples aren't really needed, because we don't need food. So now we're going to place down our 2 furnaces here. And we are going to start smelting some iron. Oh, should have gotten 1 more piece of iron, or 2 more pieces of iron, so we can save a piece of iron for our ore scanner. So let's go back and grab a couple more pieces of iron to make this a little easier. Alright, iron. Alright, let's just grab the rest of that. May as well. That way we can see, because I've always been that way with Minecraft. If you've watched any of my series, is that I very much so prefer to smelt things in exact increments. And I know I've got these chunk borders on, but they're important for the early game and for finding new ores, so we're going to leave them on. I've got about 2 minutes left till 30 minutes. I probably will record for a little while longer. We'll just see how this goes. I'd like to at least get copper set up, so that won't be too hard to do. So let's see. I want to do 16. Hey, that's perfect. We've got enough for 3 furnaces. I may as well just make a 3rd furnace. That's awesome. So 3 furnaces. Let's grab some more coal. I'm never worried about running out of coal or iron anymore, so I really don't have to save this one, but I'm going to put 2 coal in each of these furnaces and smelt our iron ingots, right? I still had it in my hand. Okay. Alright, we're going to smelt up a bunch of iron ingots now. We now have that iron ingot. That completes our quests. Let's go ahead and do that. Collect that. Morphing tool. Great. Single smelt. I can break coal and charcoal into tiny variants that each smelts a single item. Filling a furnace with these will allow me to save on coal, since I won't have to use an entire one every time I want to smelt a single item. Of course, we know that. Chisel is here. I'm going to be making all sorts of large structures eventually, most likely made out of nothing but cobblestone. I can at least chisel them using this item so they won't look like a complete eyesore. Right-click the chisel to open it up. So we can make that. Bulk recipe costs. Sometimes I want to know how many raw resources it takes to make something, but I don't want to bother with all of the math. Great. It's like Hellmod, basically, for Factorio. The crafting calculator will do all of the math for me. I just need to tell it what recipes I'll be using to make the end product, how many of it I'll be making, and it'll tell me how many of each raw resource is needed. Great. So it won't tell us what machines we need, like the Hellmod will for Factorio, but it will tell us the resources we need. Splitting ores between multiple furnaces isn't that easy with the technology I have at the moment. My current options take up a good amount of space or time to set up. With some more research, I'll be able to access easier and better ways to parallelize processing. Great. All right. Don't want to pin that. All right. Routers and conveyors. Okay, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Probably the next video. Crushing cobble. I can craft cobblestone with an engineer's hammer to grind it down into gravel, and again with the hammer to grind it into sand. Pretty convenient if there are no deserts around, but it does wear down the hammer. Well, we do have some sand pretty close. Water everywhere, and alloying. Here we go. Depending on wherever I end up, there might not be any water nearby. Luckily, I just remembered that I brought a pair of buckets with me to make an infinite source. We're going to quickly set that up, and we'll get into alloying as well. But yeah, we've got 2 water buckets. That's great. Let's go ahead and quickly set up a water source right here. Right in the middle of everything. Alright, great. Let's store our saplings. We're not going to use them for now, but we do have them, as well as some extra wood in this chest for later, if we need it. I do want to keep 1 stack on me, though. So, dirt we don't need at the moment either, and we'll store the buckets, because we may as well. Also, we'll keep the crafting calculator in here, because I don't really need it at the moment, as well as the charcoal, which we don't really need to use either. Alright, we now have all of our iron perfectly smelted, tons of iron, that's great. Let's go find us some copper. Well, let's see. Do we need copper yet? I don't think so. We do for this. So that's not quite the next step. Let's make this first. So we need cobblestone and coke brick, which is stone and cobblestone. So we need 1 piece of stone for 3 pieces of coke brick. So let's actually, okay, here we go. This is a great use for the crafting calculator. So if I want to make, let's see here. In order to use this, I need to create a new recipe here. I want to say, okay, I want to make, what is it? The alloy. Brick, right? Or let's just look up brick. It's these right here. Kiln brick. That's what I want to make. So I want to make this, right? That's going to be an output. So I want to make how many? Well, let's see. Okay, I want to make, oh, I want to click here. What? Click off of that. Thank you. Okay, so we need at least 8 for an alloy kiln. Let's make 16 so we can have 2 alloy kilns. So all right, so because of that, let's do that. Let's okay, how do we go back to this? Okay, let's see here. I don't know that I did that right. Let's do this again. Okay, kiln brick. plus. Okay, cool. So I want to make 16. Great. I'll use, okay, that's whatever. Coke brick. How is the way to do that? Okay, so save. All right, so then I want to search recipe, kiln brick. Import recipes. No. Okay, let's just read this. First place exported data files. Okay, whatever. For pack makers. Okay, that's not what we want to know. We don't need to know that. Shoot. How does this work? Oh, outputs, inputs. Add label. Okay. That's just a label, though. Okay, so that doesn't help. You know, this is kind of confusing. I'm not quite sure how this works, but I know it works. Let's just do this. Drag this here. Okay, there we go. I want to make 16 of them. Okay. Okay, inputs. If I want to make 16 of those, then, okay, steps, 16 kiln bricks, okay. Add those to the recipe, I guess. Inputs, okay. Save, okay. Great, okay, so then now, because of that, it outputs Coke brick. So I need to make 3 Coke brick to make the kiln brick, is what it's saying. And then that's all so I need, well, it still doesn't seem like it's doing what it's supposed to do to make 16 of these. But let's see if I just change that to 1. Yeah, see, it doesn't quite work here. Steps. Okay, so then if I just want 1, you see, it's not quite working. Well, what we can do is just do this. So just turn it into a calculator. Just wasting time anyway. So in order to make the kiln brick, we need 2 cobblestone for 4 kiln bricks. So we want to make 4 times that. So that's already, I can just do that in my head. That's 8 cobblestone at least. Then each coke brick needs 8 cobblestone to make 13 coke brick. And it's actually 9 because we have an extra stone in the middle. So 9 cobblestone makes 3 coke brick. We need 2 coke brick for every 4 alloy kiln. So what that's meaning is if we take 16 and we divide that by 4, that is how many times we need to make alloy kilns. 4 times, right? So then we take the 4 and we multiply that by 2. That gives us the 8 cobblestone, but it also gives us 8 coke brick that we need. Now if we take that, and how many cobblestone do we need for each coke brick? But we take that and divide that by 3, tells us how many times we need to craft coke bricks. So that's 2.66, 2 2/3, basically. So now, if we take that 2 2/3, and we will multiply that by the 9 cobblestone needed for each coke brick, that means we need 24 cobblestone to craft the coke brick plus the 8 for the alloy kiln, meaning we need half a stack of cobblestone to make 2 alloy kilns. That's so much easier to me than using the crafting calculator the intended way. So we do need to turn, we need 3 of these to be turned into, oh, I don't know why I used that. I should have used 3 of these. But anyway, it's okay. We've got tons of coal. So 3 of these cobblestone to be turned into smooth stone. I'm going to sit back a little bit. It's a little uncomfortable sitting up like that. But anyway, I actually can raise the back of my chair up a little bit and make it easier on myself so y'all can still see me, but that I can be a little more comfortable. Alright, so that should be it. And then we should just need the rest of this cobblestone to make what we need. So now we've got our 3 stone. Let's put that in the middle. That'll make the coke brick. And because it was 2 2/3 and not an even recipe, we have 1 left over. And it also didn't account for the extra third. So now we have 16 kiln bricks, which is great. We're going to use this chunk as a main base, but we're going to also split off a little bit into this chunk just to allow us to have a little extra space for what we need. So we're going to clear this chunk out. It's pretty desolate as far as trees go, so it'll be great for us to quickly clear out. That's going to be perfect. So this will be where we make use some of our multi-block structures right here. So we'll take and place down these kiln bricks here. And we cannot activate them. So this does have an engineer's hammer in it, but if we use it enough, it will break the entire tool. And so, do we really want to use it enough? Because to make this, we have to use, well, I don't know that that's really how that works. Oh, it organized my inventory. Okay, here we go. To make this, we have to use lapis, rose red, and cactus green, and 2 iron. So it's not really available at the moment, so we're going to store it away. What we can do is quickly make an engineer's hammer, which is 2 iron plates, which we can craft just like that. And I think it's actually sticks, because I'm a mod pack genius or something. Not iron plate, or not iron ingots, iron plates. And there we go. 2 sticks and 2 iron to make an engineer's hammer. Toss the birch away. And now right click on these to make some alloy kilns. Great. We have completed the alloying 50%. We now need to make modularium. In order to make modularium, we have to take this and mine iron and redstone. So we have to get redstone. So the thing is we don't have, let's see, how do we craft burner mining drills? Copper gears, redstone engineering block, iron ingots. So the problem is we don't have the ability to craft another burner mining drill at the moment. So we don't actually need to refuel that right now. So we're kind of stuck with only the amount of resources we have. We could craft another drill head, but we can't craft another drill yet. So let's look, is there any quest that will give us another drill by completing it without the need for both copper and redstone? It does not look like it. So what we will probably end up doing is using the drill here to mine 2 different items. So we are going to use our seismic reader to search for redstone. We're going to mine some redstone, and then we'll switch it up to mining for copper. So let's see first what's closer. So redstone's way over here. Copper is over by the iron. We can see that iron and copper actually overlap. So what might be a good idea is to take one of these chunks, maybe this one perhaps, that holds the iron, and change it into, so if we go down 1, so let's see, 1, okay, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 2 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. We should find copper, and it should also hold some iron, I think. -7, 16. Yeah, it's got a lot of copper and some iron. So we're actually going to take There's not a spot where iron and or copper and redstone overlap, is there? Okay, 3-9 maybe. No, it doesn't look like it. But iron and copper overlap, so we will take the iron drill and move it over there. This was the best way to get iron to begin with, but because we are limited in the fact that we can't make another drill, it'll be better to take it and move it to the other spot. I hope I didn't just lose my drill head. There it is. Okay, good. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, so let's take this chest and the crafting station. Let's look for our copper here, because we know which chunk we're going to. We are here. We just simply need to walk 1, 2, 3 chunks down, and it will still have iron. So 3 chunks in this direction, I think. 1. Let's keep an eye on this. Okay, 2, 3. Iron and copper. Perfect. So this is an overlapping chunk where both iron and copper can be found. Now, does this one have more iron and less copper? This also has tin, but this is a better chunk for iron and copper because they both have higher numbers in this chunk. And since our burner drill cannot mine tin anyway, well, if you shift click or shift break, it will not decapitate. That's interesting to know. Since our burner drill cannot mine tin anyway, it will probably be better to set it up here because it'll only mine the iron and copper. And we'll get more resources in the long run from that plan than to just set it up in the chunk next to us, which does not contain the tin ore. So, alright, here we go. Got a few more trees here to destroy to get out of the way here. Perfect. Alright, alright. Let's set up our drill in the center of the chunk like we have been. Alright, here we go. Bam, 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 bam. Alright. Toss that in there, toss that in there. Place this chest down. Now we are mining iron and copper. There's some copper right there. So while that's doing that, we now need to find us some redstone. Pretty close by, hopefully. That is where we've got our coal drill. This is where we have our iron and copper drill. So possibly up here would be a good spot for redstone. So let's run back. We can set a waypoint. So iron and copper. Perfect. Iron and copper right here. If we run back this way, we should find our coal drill. And I kept that redstone. That's great. Okay, this way is the coal drill. All right, right here. So let's go ahead and mark this as well with a waypoint. We'll type in that for now. So we'll call it. All right, and then if we plop our redstone in here, we can see where we need to go to get to our spot here. So if we go over 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks and up 1, 2, 3 chunks. So 3 chunks in the negative Z and 4 chunks in the positive X. So this is positive X. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks over, and 1, 2, 3 chunks up, we should find 1941 units of redstone. And this is where we will place our final burner drill for now, until we can craft our own. So we're going to toss this in here, make some more of this. One more set here. Okay, toss in that and then set down another crafting station. I forgot to place one down at the iron and coal area, but that's okay. I'm actually going to use the birch wood just to get rid of it here. There we go. Chest there. Destroy this tree. Destroy this tree. Here we are. We are now mining redstone. And we'll turn off our chunk borders here. So, in order to make the modularium, we need to get just iron and redstone together in the alloy kiln. But we are now mining all of the main resources. We will set a redstone waypoint here. We've got copper, iron, coal, and redstone. And so, because we've got those set up, this is where I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm used to not doing a face cam, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. So I really hope you enjoyed. Definitely look forward to some more. I'm probably about to record another episode here, but I've got to go help my wife out for a minute. But I really do hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. This is me signing off, and I've been producing videos. Goodbye.